Much has happened since modern humans first emerged in Africa some 200,000 years ago. Our kind spread rapidly across most of the globe and soon the first civilizations took form. Scientific progress has been swift, though not without cost. Wars claimed millions of lives even before the atom was tamed, and the turmoil of the 21st century saw the mandate of the United Nations gradually expanded in an effort to create stability. By the early 22nd century the supranational organization had become a de facto world government. Though some still resent the power wielded by the UN, as evidenced during the Mauritanian police action of '88, few can deny the technological breakthroughs that have come out of its sponsored research programs. With the recent completion of the first true starships, mankind is about to embark on a new era of space exploration.
Good day, Madam President. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence. My job is to offer advice and assistance as we seek our destiny among the stars.
I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence. My job is to offer advice and assistance as we seek our destiny among the stars.
Support.
You can change the tutorial level at any time in the settings menu.
Building a star empire can be a daunting task. To help get things started, I will be providing instructional missions that cover the basic steps necessary to establish ourselves as a successful interstellar power.
The first mission is to switch to the galaxy map. I have added it as an entry to the situation log. To access it, click on the situation log button in the left section of the top bar or press F1.
The situation log displays a list of all currently available special projects, archaeology sites, and various other points of interest. New items will likely appear as we begin exploring the galaxy.
The first mission is to switch to the galaxy map. I have added it as an entry to the situation log. To access it, click on the situation. Before we can explore the stars, we need to broaden our view. Thankfully, we have a sophisticated galaxy map at our disposal. To access the galaxy map, you can either press M or the galaxy button at the bottom of your screen. Afterwards, feel free to close the situation log by either pressing ESC or the button in the top right.
Before we can expand, we must explore, and our science ships are the vessel of choice for such a task. You can identify a science ship by the following symbol.
You can select a ship either from the galaxy map or the outliner. I have updated the situation log with more detailed instructions. It's now time to survey a neighboring star system.
This is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system. A planet needs to be surveyed in order to make its resources visible.
Our home system has already been surveyed, so we should focus our efforts elsewhere. With the science ship selected, right-click on a star neighboring our home system and select Survey System while viewing the galaxy map. The ship will now travel to this system and survey all of its planetary bodies.
Now that we have given a command to our science ships, it's time to set off. We will need to unpause the galaxy map simulation before anything can happen.
To unpause, either press the spacebar or this icon above. Here you can also change the speed at which galactic events are presented.
To overcome the vast distances that separate star systems, our scientists have developed the hyperdrive. This device permits travel at speeds far exceeding that of light between systems connected by hyperlanes.
Travel along a hyperlane is extremely fast, but interstellar movement is restricted along the paths of the galactic hyperlane network. Safely entering hyperspace is only possible at the edge of a system, beyond the destabilizing effects of the star's gravity well.
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options. The tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. A tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked.
Adopting a tradition tree or unlocking a specific tradition costs a certain amount of unity, and the price goes up as we unlock traditions and our empire grows. Click select to choose your first tradition tree.
The Leaders screen provides an overview of our leaders and lets us hire, dismiss, and manage them.
A leader's class determines their possible assignments across our empire, and what position on the council they can undertake. The leaders available for hire will periodically refresh. We should remember to keep an eye out for new prospects. We can support only a limited number of leaders. Going over our capacity will significantly increase the costs of their upkeep, and reduce their gained experience. It is recommended that redundant or idle leaders be kept to a minimum.
Situation log has been updated.
Centuries ago, a group of radical priests and their devoted followers on Earth broke away from the established religions to form their own church. These extremists called themselves the Temple of Unity, and have been responsible for many atrocities and acts of terror over the years. Although they have kept a low profile in modern times, we recently learned that many of their agents have infiltrated our military. These renegades have secretly been diverting resources to the construction of a small fleet of starships at a hidden facility on Earth. When their treachery was revealed, the cultists blasted into orbit on their ships and fled to Mars. Option: they must be stopped.
Situation log has been updated.
This is our system's starbase. These upgradable stations mark star system ownership and are most often tasked with producing all types of ships.
They can be specialized into a variety of functions through modules and buildings, and they tend to be the last line of defense against enemy fleets in a system. We expand our borders by building star bases in nearby systems, and enemy star bases can be captured by attacking them. Once we have colonized more planets, we can manage our trade routes via the starbase interface as well.
Mining stations are used to extract the minerals, and strategic resources of military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats, or to expand our glorious rule through force of arms, if we so wish.
Our current naval capacity is limited, but it can be increased by researching new technologies, owning additional POPs and building starbase anchorages. We can assign one of our commanders to command a fleet, granting extra military power along with any other bonuses the leader provides. The cultists have managed to build a small fleet of starships at a secret facility on Earth. Upon discovery, the cultists fled in their ships to Mars. They must be destroyed before they can cause any more damage.
Engaging hostile forces.
Our valiant space forces have skillfully disabled a ship in the cultist armada. It is mostly intact and we are picking up faint life signs from inside its hull. Once we have eliminated all threats in the immediate vicinity, we should conduct a boarding operation to secure any survivors. They may be able to tell us more about the ultimate motives of the Temple of Unity. Option: prepare the breaching charges.
Situation log has been updated.
Space battle debris from United Nations of Earth. Traces of components. Combat computer, swarm.
Council agenda ready. The Council screen is where we appoint the leaders who will guide us into the future. Their personalities and traits will influence our empire for good and bad. We can set agendas in order to focus their efforts in a specific area.
A counselor can be assigned or replaced at any time, and they can always fulfill a separate assignment, like piloting a science vessel. The one exception to this is our ruler. Agenda progress is dependent on the counselor's levels, our empire size, and in certain cases the counselor's ethics. At its end, an agenda can be activated to convert its working effect into a more powerful one, and to make room for a new agenda. Legitimacy indicates the population's opinion of our council's ethics. If a faction's ethics are unrepresented in our rule, their happiness may decrease.
a leader in our empire has reached a new skill level. This will improve upon the bonuses they provide and grant them a new trait.
As life and leadership takes its toll, most leaders will inevitably sustain negative traits. It is only natural to replace leaders who no longer benefit our empire.
Well done. The first survey of a star system beyond our own has been completed. We now have access to planetary data that the astronomers on our homeworld could only dream of a mere generation ago. We may want to consider building a second science ship. This would double the speed at which we can survey our galactic neighborhood.
The special project has concluded.
Though the survivors offered stiff resistance, our boarding party was able to secure several prisoners from the disabled cultist starship. From them we have learned that this conspiracy goes far deeper than we initially suspected. The agents of the Temple of Unity include several flag officers and high-ranking officials within our government. Mass arrests are being made on Earth, and all assets belonging to this cult have been seized. However, several of the starships they built in secret remain unaccounted for, and the upper echelons of the cult's leadership have vanished. We have picked up faint ion trails leading to several outlying systems. Option: we must pursue these terrorists.
Now that we have begun exploring our neighboring stars, it might be time to extend our reach. A starbase can be built around stars in surveyed systems to expand our borders, allowing us to claim new regions of space.
With future technologies, star bases can be upgraded to produce ships or other resources. For now, their main benefit lies in extending our borders. When we have claimed a system with a star base, we can build research and mining stations to exploit its resources, or colonize any habitable worlds.
Double the science ships means double the fun. Oh, I haven't been this excited since we completed the last assignment. We have a brand new science ship, but no scientist has been assigned to command it. My programming insists that I should point out the benefits of adding an organic scientist component to the mix.
If we cannot afford to recruit a new scientist, we can always reassign one from another department, even though it is hardly ideal.
This is our construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
These ships are also used to build star bases in unclaimed systems, making them critical to our expansion plans. Space battle debris from United Nations of Earth. Traces of components. Combat computer, swarm.
Good. The scientist has assumed command of our new science ship and can now be sent off at our leisure to explore new systems and/or meet some grisly fate.
Our science ship is under fire.
Yet another cultist fleet loyal to the Temple of Unity has been sighted in the Barnard's star system. This time, however, their numbers include a strange ship of an unfamiliar design. Option: battle stations.
Engaging hostile forces. Interstellar.
We have the ability to manually design new ships in the Ship Designer screen. This is a fairly straightforward process, though one that can be fully automated if we so wish.
We have the ability to manually design new ships in the Ship Designer screen. This is a fairly straightforward process, though one that can be fully automated if we so wish.
In the Fleet Manager, we can create templates for our military fleets. As our fleets grow in size, these templates make it easier to quickly order replacements for any losses they may have sustained.
To create a new ship design, go into the Ship Designer by clicking on its associated icon in the top bar's drop-down menu, or press F9.
In the Expansion Planner, we find nearby habitable planets that may present opportunities for colonization. We can build colony ships and issue them orders directly from this screen.
Corvettes are the smallest type of warship, and they are made up of only a single section, unlike larger vessels. Sections determine the amount of weapon and utility slots on a ship. Pick one, and then start filling up the available slots with components. Make sure that the components do not exceed the power output of the reactor. A ship's power supply cannot be in the negative. If you want to make things easy, simply click on the autocomplete ship button and the game will finish the design for you. Planets must be surveyed and any anomalies found on the planet must be researched before the planet can be colonized. A starbase must also have been constructed in the planet's system, so that it lies within our borders. We can expand our borders by constructing starbases in orbit around alien stars. The presence of a starbase heralds our dominion over the star, allowing us to exploit its resources and disallowing passage for any aliens we have contact with, if we have closed our borders to them. Select a construction ship, click the Build Starbase button in its fleet interface, and then click a star. Unlike other orbital stations, starbases can be built outside of our borders.
All the ships in use within our empire are designed here. New hull sizes and components will be unlocked as we research new technologies. Good job! The ship design has been added to our database and can now be produced by a starbase that has been equipped with a shipyard.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Assigning a head of research will expedite the progress made. It is not required, but strongly recommended. In addition, the traits of an assigned leader will often grant other benefits. During its survey of Detinal 4, the UNS Sagan discovered deposits of rare crystals. These crystals have properties that make them extremely effective at focusing laser beams, and they are also a critical component in most advanced electronics. In addition, many cultures treasure them as decorations and adornments. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. Option: OK.
Knowledge is the key to the universe. We have detected an anomaly. Engaging hostile forces.
The cultist fleet operating in the Barnard's star system has been destroyed in battle. Option, good.
The archaeology window shows details of the currently selected archaeology site. After progress is made, you can still go back and read previous stages by clicking the rune icons.
To unravel the secrets of a site, a scientist must make a breakthrough to advance through each of the site's stages. Scientists with relevant traits and higher skill speed the process of advancing to the next stage, while a higher difficulty rating of a site will slow it. Any scientist who investigates a site for long enough will amass clues which will make a breakthrough more likely. A large derelict space station is trapped in a slow terminal orbit inside the atmosphere of this gas giant. The gravitational stresses will likely destroy it completely within the next 1,000 years. It has not yet drifted deep enough into the atmosphere to make archaeological expeditions to the station impossible. Human xenologists are practically falling over themselves to publish their takes on the recent findings of alien life. This fevered storm in the scientific community has had some negative, yet temporary, impact on pursuits in other fields. Option, remarkable.
Research concluded.
We have detected ion trails from fleeing cultist ships in the vicinity of this star system. It should be reconnoitered in force. We have detected ion trails from fleeing cultist ships in the vicinity of this star system. It should be reconnoitered in force.
System survey concluded.
Immense, ragged plains of shadow drift across Wezen IIA's face. They are cast not by clouds but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged, or rather jointed, to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Rin O'Gremus is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. Option, OK. As our science ship scans the surface of Wezen 4, it becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Wezen 4 has conditions unlike anything we've ever seen before. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets, and should not underestimate their impact on our expansion. Our detailed survey of Wezen 4 has revealed that it may once have supported life in the distant past. There are significant deposits of frozen water at the polar ice caps and beneath the planet's surface. The existence of valley networks suggests that the water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. Option, fascinating.
Construction completed. System survey concluded. System survey concluded. Interstellar debris analyzed. Construction completed. Situation log has been updated.
we now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Earth. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. Option 1, a commendable initiative.
Construction completed. The present dark and lifeless interior of the space station almost succeeds in hiding the fact that it must have been designed as some kind of luxurious pleasure palace. There are seemingly endless rows of rusty slot machines, hundreds of decrepit bars and restaurants, and amidst it all, thousands of bodies. Dead, partially mummified aliens of at least a dozen different species can be found everywhere, but most of the bodies are clustered around the empty escape pod bays. Option, curious. The present dark and lifeless interior of the space station almost succeeds in hiding the fact that it must have been designed as some kind of luxurious pleasure palace. There are seemingly endless rows of rusty slot machines, hundreds of decrepit bars and restaurants, and amidst it all, thousands of bodies. Dead, partially mummified aliens of at least a dozen different species can be found everywhere, but most of the bodies are clustered around the empty escape pod bays.
Did you know?
We have discovered some minor artifacts. These are an esoteric resource, a catch-all term for strange items which we do not understand and indeed may be inexplicable. Regardless of what any one item does, this resource can be used to enact a variety of decisions via the Relics and Minor Artifacts screen, a tap on the Society Management interface.
Congratulations on having colonized a new world. Our colonists are now in the process of building their first settlement, but it will take time for them to become self-sufficient.
The colony will be a drain on our resources until the first settlement has been completed, so take care not to colonize too many planets at once. Our colony ship has gently touched down by the outskirts of a large oasis on Barnard's Star Prime. Situated at the foot of a large mountain, this ideal location provides shelter from the wind and has easy access to water. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers, the first human city on an alien world. Option, a great day for the United Nations of Earth.
Following his recent sensor sweep of the Z-IPOC Vortex system, Commander Tatsuki Nakajima has learned how to deploy his units to maximize their sensor range. Few fleet commanders possess the skill to carry out such complex maneuvers. Option: good.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
The election screen is where we decide on a new ruler for our empire.
Valid candidates are picked from your current leaders and they can be promoted to increase their support, in the most democratic way possible, of course.
Construction completed.
This derelict station was once known as the Star Petal, and it was apparently a celebrated luxury resort in this corner of the galaxy nearly 1,000 years ago. A small fleet of tugs would drag the station to a new exotic location each year, but Tatinal 3 appears to have been its last. For unclear reasons, the station was pulled into the gas giant's atmosphere where it suffered critical damage. Option: curious.
As our empire grows, trade between our planets will become an increasingly large part of our economy. Starbases with trade hubs collect trade value within their system to be routed to the capital for conversion to energy credits.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
The Demographics tab tracks the makeup and spread of our empire's populace.
It also shows dominant traits among our pops as well as modifiers to productivity and happiness, among other things.
Nothing is impossible to those who would try.
A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the United Nations of Earth. They call themselves the Xeno Equality Center. Their members have been pushing hard for friendly relations with alien species. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one that approves of the government's actions could prove useful. Anomalous readings registered. A new world has been colonized.
To help our new colony along, we should consider the recruitment of a planetary governor to oversee operations there.
Most of our worlds will get by swimmingly without the luxury of a governor, and benefit instead from a bonus depending on our government type. But to those planets fortunate enough, a governor can be a great boon. Governors can have a number of different effects on the planet they govern, most of them positive. These effects depend on the traits and skill level of the governor.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
The source of the unusual energy readings noted on Alpha Centauri 2 is confirmed to be a small, blue orb. The scientists report that sensors pick up tachyons of reverse polarity. Symbols are carved into the ground around the object, perhaps placed there by an older civilization. It is unclear whether they are meant as an instruction, or a warning. The full inscription is far from translated, but individual symbols seem related to the measuring of time and the relative positions of celestial objects in the Alpha Centauri system. Option 1. Study the orb. While working at the site on Alpha Centauri 2, Rin Ogremus brushed against the blue orb. She later described a vision of time stretching out like a river into the infinite future and past. In front of her, blue energy arced out of the time stream and was absorbed by her body. Although the incident was accurately measured by the other scientists to span less than a second, she experienced it for more than an hour. After the vision ended, Rin Ogremus was certain that time would no longer affect her. With an infinite lifetime ahead, she wants to use her endless time to explore the universe on her own. Option 1. Yes, safe travels. Option 2. No, stay at your post. Thank you.